Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Do you know what? It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've mentioned this quite a few times, but I'm gonna resurface this notion again. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that we look flimsy when it comes to defending. There is no defending structure on the ball, off the ball, whatever you want to call it. We look very, very shambolic when it comes to set piece defending. We look very, very clueless when it comes to just normal general play defending when crosses are coming in, or when balls are put in behind our defense. We seem to have no structure. It's not a coincidence that our midfield looks so disgustingly poor. Even with all the quality that we have, it looks so disorganized. The midfielders are always spread. They're always in areas they really shouldn't be. They get bypassed very easily. They're never positioned in the right place. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that even when we attack, a lot of the times you have to admit that it's by chance, it's by luck, it's not really by design. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that several of our players are not performing at the standard that we know they can. Bar maybe one or two players, Cole Palmer definitely being one of those exceptions, Malo Gusto probably the other one. Besides that, almost every other player has struggled all throughout this season. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes we see players screaming at other players, telling them to be where they need to be, guiding them, instructing them, because they seem utterly clueless. So why am I saying all of this, ladies and gentlemen? I'm saying all of this because there's a particular clip, and I want to share this clip with you guys right now. There's a particular clip that is circulating around on social media, and it's gonna blow your mind gargantually. Check this out. This is what Mauricio Pochettino had to say about what he thinks in regards to footballing philosophy, structure. It's going to blow your mind. It really will blow your mind. Check this out.
When the player understands that you are working for them, it's not about philosophy to play 1-4-4-2 or 1-4-3-3 or play more defensive in a counterattack or dominate the game. It's about that they feel that you want the best for them. That is the most important thing. Philosophy, methodology, style of football, or different ideas, I think, are not important. When the player
is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. This is exactly what I said. It's not a coincidence that our build-up is non-existent. Our set-piece defending is shambolic. Our general play defending is poor. Our midfield structure is poor. Many players need guidance in game. Our final third play is based on luck. Several players look awful. This is what I said. Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, this manager of ours, he's saying philosophy, style of play, formation, positional play, all that is not important as long as the manager is there for the players. Do you now understand why we look so clueless on field? It's not. It's, as I said, it's not a coincidence. I'm surprised that we are 9th or 10th or 11th, whatever the case is. I'm surprised. We should probably be even far below. Individual brilliance carrying us. It shouldn't be a shock to us, I suppose, that we're dropping points to Burnley, we're dropping points to Sheffield United, we're dropping points to Brentford. It should not be a shock to us. When a manager is focused on simply being there for you as a player, and that's what it is, isn't it? Barbecues, being friends with the players, getting to know them, lemons in the office, this, that, the other. In this modern era, you're competing against some of the best managers. Football has developed, whether you like it or not, ladies and gentlemen. Football back 15, 20 years ago is not the same as the same football that is being played right now. Managers are very savvy when it comes to technicality, when it comes to, strategy, tactics. This is why sometimes we'll see a average team with a very technically gifted manager will overachieve, because that's where football's gone. Football's not about just simply, okay, here are a bunch of good players, go out there and do your thing. You know how to play football, score the goal, defend when you need to defend, and do the rest. No. Do you want to play a high line? Do you want to box the opposition in? How do you want to play your football in terms of close proximity or expansive style? Do you want to overload the right side so you concentrate on a certain weakness? Do you want to overload the left side? What do you want to do in midfield? Do you want to have more bodies in midfield? Do you want to allow your wingers to be 1v1 most of the times? Do you want your wingers to maybe play in the half spaces? Allow for the fullbacks to bomb up and down? Do you want to perhaps play a mid block? Do you want to perhaps play a low block, counter attack, play transitional football? This is not Sunday league, man. There's a reason why managers like Pep Guardiola are that great, one of the greatest of all time. There's a reason why Klopp is so good. There's a reason why, some of the up-and-coming managers like Xabi Alonso, Ruben Amorim, like they're getting talked about, because it's more than just fielding a team and just letting them run loose. This is why it's so obvious when Poch talks about running intensity. This is why players like Gallagher does well. We have a team that needs guidance, that needs instructions. And this is why when they go into the field, they have no idea, because the manager he doesn't have a tactical knowledge of the game. I can't believe that this guy used to be a footballer at one stage. He used to play for PSG. But maybe back then when he was playing, it wasn't that important. As he said, formation, strategy, philosophy, it's not important. It's apparently not important. It's all starting to make sense. If you guys remember the clip of Julian Laurence, excuse me, when he said, I think it was Alex Goldberg on Twitter who shared that clip, when Julian Laurence said in PSG, Pochettino, one of the things, he never gave any instructions to the players. It really held the players back, because in this modern era, players, these young players, man, especially the young ones as well, forget about the experienced ones. Young ones, they need direction, they need guidance. Imagine just telling them, go out there and do your thing, and then wondering why the results are going the way they are. It's not a surprise that players like Cole Palmer, who come from the school of Pep Guardiola, who carry some level of footballing IQ, is doing better, because the rest, they depend on a structure. They depend on organization. It's not a surprise when some of these players, when they go to international duties, they look so much better. Some may say, oh, Miz, that clip is out of context. You need to see the whole clip. No, I don't need to see nothing anymore. I don't need to. I don't care about the context. I've heard enough. Yeah, sure, maybe the entire clip might have more context about what he was saying, but the bottom line is, look at the way we're playing. Look at the way we're playing. Now, the question is to the owners, to the board members, sporting directors, is this what you want to continue with next season? You have some really, really talented players that are getting wasted. Their time here at Chelsea Football Club is getting wasted. They're getting their value is decreasing, diminishing. Your whole ideology about bringing all these young players and potentially, reaping benefits from their price value going up, well, it's all in the mud. It's all in the mud. It's scary. It's scary that our manager could be he's talking like this up against some of the really, really good managers in the Premier League. Don't even worry about the really good ones. We can't even handle Chris Wilder, Vincent Kompany. Much respect to Vincent Kompany. He also comes from the school of Pep Guardiola. And many players, ex-players, current managers that's worked with Pep Guardiola have always said they've learned so much about football. And here we have a gaffer, methodology, philosophy, structure, organization. It does not matter. Yeah, it clearly shows. It clearly shows in our game that it does not matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. And at the same time, now it all starting to make sense as to why we are so poor. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Palmer was repeatedly frustrated with Axel Disasi yesterday for not getting forward enough and shouted at him on numerous occasions to be in the right position to free up space for the attackers. More evidence as to Poch doesn't seem to give any instructions to anyone. And now Cole Palmer is having to step outside and talk down on his colleague Axel Disasi. But he has to. Cole Palmer has been put in a tough position to do the managerial job. Cole Palmer has been given the job to do the strategy. 21-year-old. Because Axel Disasi, he himself, I mean, look, I'm not going to bash him for the fact that he probably doesn't know how to play right back. This is why it's so important to have Malo Gusto on that right side. Axel Disasi is not really a natural right back. But on top of that, when you're not naturally playing in a position that you want to, on top of that, if you don't get any instructions as to how you should carry out that role, it's a problem. It's a huge, huge problem. Incredible. And then, poor Cole Palmer is been put in a very, very difficult position. Mauricio Pochettino has grown noticeably more eager to draw attention to the structural limitations. It is abundantly clear he does not believe he has the necessary tools to do a better job. Deeply underwhelming, though, it is too many support. It is too many supporters. So, did you just figure out these limitations now, Pochettino? Did you not know about this before you go into the job? Don't act like you're now shocked. Oh my God, how did this transpire? You knew exactly what you were getting into, Mauricio Pochettino. Now you want to draw this attention. Look, as I said, owners, the board members, their vision needs to change. They've been abysmal. These owners, they don't have any clue about football. Board members, they're running the show just the way they used to run in Brighton or Monaco. But on top of that, Mauricio Pochettino, don't pretend you have no idea. You didn't know what you were getting into. Now you're informing the owners and the board that there is structural limitations because we've got too many young players. They're not mature enough. They're not capable enough to play a game every 3 days. They're tired. Now you're saying all of this in April. You didn't notice this before. It screams incompetency from the manager. Look, let's be honest. I know our team is not set to win the Premier League. Of course, it's not. But it's a lot better than what we are now. I am fully in belief. And as I've said it many times, look, the managerial problem is not the biggest problem. There are far bigger issues in the football club, starting from the ownership to the sporting directors and so on and so forth, medical staff. But I'm also not stupid enough to think that if you get a competent enough manager with a set philosophy, a set structure, we should be a lot higher than where we are right now. I fully believe that. I fully believe that. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the key question is whether co-sporting directors Stewart and Winston Lee, and by extension co-owners Bowley and Clear Lake Capital, agree with Pochettino's contention that he cannot reasonably be expected to do better with what he has at his disposal. So I guess that's what it comes down to, right? The review will happen at the end of the season. Poch will obviously present his case, and Winston Lee and Stewart will have to figure out whether those excuses are valid or we have underperformed severely. And if we have underperformed severely, he has to go. But if they think that his excuses are valid, then what are you going to do? Are you going to change your model? Are you going to change your, vision as to how Chelsea Football Club should go forward? Because if you're accepting the excuses of Pochettino, you're then accepting that this project is going nowhere. Simple as that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya. Bye.